All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to another episode of the Gafford and Brown Show. I'm Lamar Gafford.
And I'm Robert Brown.
And hey, look, it's amazing here. We're pretty much the same place, same time. Moved here in Natchez, so pretty much you're going to get the both of us right now. And guess what? We got this radio show during the game.
Right. Probably not good timing on our part, but we're here again to actually talk about some of what we're seeing right now. So far, Miami's clawing their way back into this one. Chicago has put on a tremendous effort trying to keep this thing close and get it back to Chicago. Lamar, you think they have a chance of wrapping this up?
I really thought if you would have given me the same question about this pretty much in the start off in the fourth quarter, I would have probably thought that Chicago would have got that chance to do that. Right now, it just seems like it's shades of 2010. Fifth game, Chicago, they were trying to hold on to a lead, but next thing you know, they can't hold off Miami. So right now, it just seems like momentum is going Miami's way, but we're going to see if Chicago can actually try to hold serve and try to get that comeback on their side to take it back to Chicago.
Yeah, we're going to see that as well. Usually this is a time where LeBron James tends to take over, and things work their way out with them being able to score and get easy buckets. 80-something points for Chicago is no easy feat with half of their team going. You have Richard Hamilton, who's out there putting on an impressive display. You just kind of feel bad for Chicago. So they're so undermanned, but they're putting on a tremendous effort, man. Carlos Boozer's putting on a good game. Jimmy Butler, everybody's stepping up tonight. But we're going to see if they're able to pull it off. I don't think so, just because they're at Miami. LeBron James, we just saw the flagrant he got called. So they're probably going to get some home cooking.
Yeah, pretty much. And as always, it's always going to be like that. But like you said, Rip Hamilton, it's just been amazing that he has 15 points. I didn't even know that he was pretty much a factor. And now, hey, he's acting like he has a pulse.
Yeah, it's good to see him back being productive at least. And, there's a possibility he might not be back next year. So he's definitely showing teams that he still has something left in the tank.
It could be the possibility he might be auditioning for his next team. What team do you think might have a chance to get him?
Honestly, I can't see them paying that much money for him. I think Chicago, they're interested in maybe a younger swing man, somebody like O.J. Mayo, maybe a Tyreek Evans. So we'll see what happens with them. But I honestly, I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe the Sixers, maybe the Bucks. I don't know. What about you?
I think any one of these teams, they might can bring them in for like veteran leadership or something like that. I mean, who knows? You never know. Spurs could bring them in if they have a very good need. They've always tried to go after players that have, that veteran presence that can actually come through in some moments, some situational moments. Maybe there's a team that's a young squad out there that might try to, pull him in or something like that. Maybe he can teach some younger players how to play and everything. Maybe he might be that. Can be that piece that, I don't know, Mike can get a young team over the hump, maybe put them in the playoffs. Who knows?
The San Antonio idea I can see, just because, like you said, they like older guys. They tend to, even if they've been trying to get a little younger. But I could definitely see a contender signing him to come off the bench, try to give some instant offense. Won't be shocked to see him wind up back in Washington, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, anything's really possible. And like you said, if he goes to Washington, we know that team is pretty much, they were a couple of injuries away from actually making to the playoffs this year. Who knows? Maybe you get this guy. Maybe they can make it to the 7th or 8th seed right here.
Right.
So pretty much we're going to give you a game update right now. We are now with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Chicago is down 86 to 84 to Miami. Looks like Miami's continuing to steamroll its way. little bit of a foul right now on Norris Cole. So he's going to go to the line right now. Looks like Dwayne Wade is showing no fear in this.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about his injuries for, all of the season mostly, and he's come back right now to pretty much lead the charge. It's like Skip Bayless called Dwayne Wade Batman. He's looking like it right now. He's definitely looking like the closer.
And that's just so many different ways that this Miami Heat team can actually get you and always can try to come back in this game. You never know who's it going to be.
Right.
One night it could be LeBron. Next night it could be Wade. Who knows? You might have Bosh doing something here and there. You also have players off the bench that can do a few things too.
Right.
Get some clutch shots. Ray Allen, of course. Shane Battier, whenever he can shoot threes, he can help you out too.
Right. You definitely have to pick your poison when you're going against Miami.
Right now, continue to look at it right here. Looks like Chicago has pretty much they're pulled in 3 right now. We're going to continue to see if they can actually try to make this comeback, or does Miami go ahead and close out the series right now? So here goes LeBron. LeBron driving in the lane, gets the foul.
Yeah. So what do you think about the officiating right now you've been seeing? Do you think it's been usual getting the hometown love, or you think they're being pretty fair letting them play?
I think it's pretty much a little bit more of the home style cooking and all that stuff. But, here and there, I guess they're trying to keep things tight, because we've seen what happened in Game 2 and Game 3, where we pretty much had near fights in the whole series.
Right. So right now, LeBron James at the line, tipping his free throws. He's a pretty solid free throw shooter, so these 2 should go in. I'm surprised this game got this high in scoring. You?
Yeah. Like we all know here, Chicago really is not known for its scoring, but they are more known for its defense. So, like you said earlier, 86 points is pretty much, a very good high for them right now. But again, if you got Miami here, this is a team that pretty much can score at will and stuff. And I really don't think this type of game really favors Chicago.
No, not at all. Whenever you can push the pace and make it a fast break game, that doesn't suit this Chicago team style at all. They're more of a slow pride team, hard-nosed defensive unit. And right now, we're seeing Miami get the most of them right now. Here, Dwayne Wade, who's putting on another clinic. Cole with a jump shot. Dwayne Wade with the putback. That right there pretty much sent this one home to me.
Yeah, more than likely. Up 7 with 2 minutes left. A little bit under 3 minutes left.
Yeah. Dwayne Wade playing like that, yeah. I think this one might be over.
Looks like Chicago's going to go home fishing. It's a valiant season for them, but man, sadly they're going to go home fishing by the looks of it. Missed shot by Boozer, it looks like, and he kind of is wincing a little bit, I guess. I don't know. Miami can basically pull it away right here with the dagger.
Yeah, this looks like, I'm just thinking off the top of my head, might be a Ray Allen. Is Ray Allen?
Uh-oh.
LeBron takes it. Oh. Well, Chicago wants to extend this a little bit. Jimmy Butler with the 3. No.
It wasn't not go in.
Carlos Boozer, close to a 30-point game, I believe.
And Wade's down, but he bounces right back up. Carlos Boozer, 24 points, 11 rebounds in this game. Let's see if they add up the score here a little bit. I think that might be his 26 points, 13 rebounds. So he's really proving himself. He's really showing himself right now.
Yeah, he's showing that he's worth some of that money he got in 2010. But he's another guy that you wonder what you're going to do with when you get to looking at the payroll and thinking about moving pieces and getting new guys. So we'll see if he returns.
Most definitely, because we all know that Bulls could try to make a move here. They probably could try to get some pieces. Who knows? I mean, it's kind of, in a way, I think we said this before, it's kind of like in the same situation with the Knicks and Murray.
Yeah. Yeah, just about. And I think Boozer, it would be easier to move. I think you could definitely move him either than Amari. Boozer hasn't had that many injury problems since he's been in Chicago. He's done well during the regular season. Usually comes up missing during the playoffs. I think he'll be able to ship him somewhere and receive a valuable asset.
Definitely, and who knows? That could also be the help that the Bulls really do need, and especially next season, if they can look forward to that, with Derrick Rose more likely coming back too.
Right. So right now, this Chicago team is just, I wouldn't say happy to be there, but they play resilient basketball, but definitely glad to see them fighting like this. And, who knows what next year holds. They're going to have most of this team back healthy. Derrick Rose should be able to play. So we're going to see a Bulls team at full strength, something we haven't seen since last year.
Oh, definitely. And that would very much help out every single team, too, because, man, we all know right now that the Bulls need that.
So, yeah, right now we're still waiting on the results of the Bulls-Miami game. Right now it looks like Miami's going to take this one. After this, we have Memphis and OKC. A must-win by OKC. Definitely would hate to see OKC season end this soon with such high expectations coming into this season. Right now, give me a brief preview of the game.
Well, right now, we're pretty much looking at the main points here of this. Grizzlies are up 3-1. Games right now shifting right back to OKC. Of course, we got Kevin Durant being the leader for OKC, especially without Westbrook. But Memphis has really been doing a very nice job over these last couple of games and stuff, especially taking advantage in overtime of Game 4.
Right, exactly, and that was definitely a heartbreaking loss for OKC. Definitely took the win out of themselves. And, right now they have to do something that's very hard to do, and that's come back from being down 3-1.
Exactly. And right now, it may not seem favorable, but Oklahoma City has done this before in the playoffs. They were down 0-2 against the Spurs in the Western Conference Finals. Granted, they did have Westbrook, but this is a team that did come back all the way down from that and won 4 straight games. So, I mean, hey, who knows what could happen? Maybe somebody can help out Kevin Durant. Maybe Kevin Martin can do something. Maybe Reggie Jackson continues to step up a little bit more. Who knows what could happen?
Right. So right now we're looking at the Chicago-Miami game. Chicago's still putting on a fight.
Little Nate.
We got a 3-point game right now. Chicago 91, Miami 94. Let's see what happens. We have Norris Cole bringing the ball up court for Miami.
So here we go.
Chris Bosh in the post. Probably gonna get a foul call. No foul.
Surprising.
And now here comes Rook once again. Carlos Boozer with the jump shot. Misses.
No.
LeBron James with the rebound. Of course, he walks it up court.
We got a minute left. Miami up 3. So pretty much now it looks like we're almost to that time that we're pretty much going to see the foul game coming around here.
Oh yeah, tag 5. Here comes LeBron James in the post.
88.
Oh man, would have clinched it.
And it looks like it's off Boozer. Wow.
Yeah, probably gonna get a review of this. But D Wade has definitely changed the tide for this Miami team in this fourth quarter. Definitely turned up the pace, and he's playing. If he's hurt, he's doing a damn good job of not letting it get to him.
Most def. Well, it's kind of like those old commercials. Ball 7 times, stand up 8. Well, really seems like he's doing that right now.
Right. So we're going to find out who exactly gets the possession right here. Referees are reviewing the play. I'm thinking it's going to go Chicago's way, but we're going to see.
By my opinion, that's going to be off Chicago.
Yeah, it looks like it bounced out by Boozer's leg. So Boozer was crying for a foul, but it looks a little too late.
Hey, what else is new though? This guy always screams out N1s on every single thing, and I wonder how would he do in pickup games.
Oh man, I wouldn't pick him.
So we're still awaiting the replay here. The replay really does look like, man. We can see it pretty much from up here right now.
Right, it's out on Boozer.
I guess they're giving out other angles. I don't know.
So yeah, I think we're about to get a call. Hopefully.
So yeah, while we're still waiting here, 94-91, 45 seconds left to go in this game. Heat is still up by 3. Like we said, right now, LeBron James, 23 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. Basically another day of work for LeBron.
Right. And right now, pretty much getting word that it will be Miami's ball. So Miami has the ball with 45.4 seconds before shot clock. Pretty sure they're going to eat some clock and try to get a bucket. Probably try to drive to the lane and get a foul maybe.
Somebody, I just read a tweet here. Somebody said amnesty Boozer while they're reviewing the play. Come on now.
That would be a good idea.
Man. So, okay, let's see here. They're basically running the clock down a little bit. Gonna see what Miami does.
Right, because right now you have to get a bucket. So Chicago's ball, we have a little over a shot clock worth of time. Pretty sure Nate Robinson's going to get something drawn up.
Oh yeah, of course.
3-point game. It's going to go through him or real, but I'm pretty sure Nate's going to get the call.
Yeah, definitely. Nate Robinson.
And honestly, this goes right into Miami's hands, though. I think Chicago has a lot of pressure right now to try to get.
So here we go.
Shot, and Nate Robinson is probably going to pull the trigger any time right now. Yeah.
Rebound by Chicago.
And they don't need a 3 necessarily. So the game's pretty much over now.
Here we go.
That's
wow, Chicago. What are you doing? And they're going fishing.
Yeah. And like I said, that played right to Miami's hand because Nate Robinson, granted, he's brought them far, but he pulls the trigger anytime. Great series by the Bulls, great heart, great effort. No one expected them to go this far. And right now, you just play the waiting game and hope Derrick Rose comes back 100%.
Yeah, definitely. And that's pretty much what's going to happen next season. This off season will pretty much be a big one for the Bulls. I really don't suspect any, not too much free agency moves, right? Because right now, if you could just plug Rose back in the game, I mean, hey, they might be once again one of the top 4 seeds in the East.
Yeah, that's the plan. But I'm pretty sure they're going to give one free agent that's going to come to Chicago because I don't think Rip Hamilton's coming back, and you never know what other contract disputes or whatever they may have. So we'll see. But great series by Chicago. Definitely showed a lot of heart. Thibodeau's a guy who a lot of people saw as being the real NBA head coach of the year. Great job by him. Just great overall.
Definitely, and I mean, basically, he did this with a makeshift lineup, and just to see the results right here has just been amazing. And again, it just shows to you right here that he's gotten. I mean, this right here justifies why he has at least a few coach of the year votes.
Yeah, it definitely shows why, because I mean, take this team and have them play this hard against Miami, without a primary scorer until Nate Robinson stepped up, has been very impressive.
And now, once we're looking at here about the Chicago's offseason here. Oh my God! And right now, Dwayne Wade is commenting on Craig Sager's wardrobe. Dwayne Wade is pretty much not one to be talk about this here in the playoffs.
Right.
But back to what the point here. Basically during the off season here, resign Nate Robinson or?
Oh yeah, I think you signed Nate Robinson because, I mean, you see what happened with this series. I mean, granted, his shot selection isn't always what you want, but he comes through, and he definitely came through for him this series. Got him some important wins, and I think he comes back to Chicago. I think Chicago re-signs him just in case anything happens with Derrick Rose.
Yeah, definitely. You got to have that security blanket. And I've really seen this from the Bulls here. They had, it's always very nice to have, and especially with a player like Nate Robinson, who's basically gone a long way from his Knicks days, where he's actually been a very solid role player here. A guy that can get you a couple of shots here and there.
Yeah. Definitely going to get some interest from other teams, but I think he stays in Chicago because how much he's going to be needed just in case Derrick Rose goes down again. Excuse me. Or, whatever happens, with any other free agents.
Right. So pretty much right now basically the Heat is going to play the waiting game here between who's going to win of this Pacers-Knicks series. And man, Pacers up 3-1. How surprised are you on that?
I'm surprised. I'm very surprised about that. I had a feeling this series could go 6 or 7. I always said I wouldn't be shocked if Indiana won, but 3-1. If they win this series in 5 games, it's going to be very surprising and very disappointing for New York because people have been expecting this team to do so much right now, especially getting Amari and Melo. It's very underwhelming.
It really is, and it's just you really want to see Carmelo do very well, and you really think that this would be the year that he actually gets that chance to do well, because right now the pressure's on him since LeBron won that ring. But right now, it's like pretty much fine and dandy, you get out the first round, but we expect much more from you if you really want to be up there in that superstar elite status, which I think he does. He still has that.
He's the face of a franchise, but when we're talking about guys that you want to give the ball to in the last couple of seconds, his name still comes up. But when we're talking about winners, then the conversation then shifts to other players.
Right.
Kobe, Kobe, LeBron, D-Wade, even Kevin Durant right now. I mean, he led his squad to the finals, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just you feel bad for him, but at the same time, I mean, this Knicks team he has help. You can't make the argument that he doesn't have help. He has the pieces there. It's just, I think more so their love of jump shots and shot attempts, man.
Oh man, and really, we've really seen what's happened also in this too, which there's actually a Twitter account right now of Did J.R. Smith Miss?
Right.
And it's been chronicling basically what he did in the game last night. And let's give you J.R. Smith's stat line for kicks. 7 for 22, 3 for 10 on 3-point shooting, 19 points on 22 shots.
Man.
Kind of not the right formula if you really want to win games here. But also, let's really not take anything away from the Pacers here. They're up. They won the game 93-82, and let's just say they win they win the next game in MSG, which I think is going to be tomorrow. Would you give them how good of a shot would you give them against the Heat?
Man, I'm very mad about the Pacers. I'm sorry. I mean, if there's a Pacers fan listening, I don't get mad. I mean, you're fun to watch. I like Paul George, but I don't see them beating Miami. I see you going 6 again like last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think Miami knows what to expect. I'm just not really one that believes Indiana has a chance against them. I mean, granted, I think they can win 2 games, but actually beating them, no. I mean, because this next team, I was never really impressed with New York, really. I mean, they were fun to watch, great story, but I never had them beating Miami. I never had them going to the finals. I honestly I could have seen them losing to Boston first round.
Right.
So this doesn't surprise me that Indiana's on the verge of putting them out. But I don't think they're going to beat Miami. What about you, Lamar?
I say no, but I think like the same thing as you're thinking. They're pretty much going to take it to 6 games. It's not going to be one of those 4 or 5 game series, of course. It's not going to be any of that because we've seen what Indiana has done to Miami before. Last year, especially, having a 2-1 lead, everybody thinking, well, maybe the Heat need to blow up the plans and all that stuff. But right now, I can't see it. I say 6 games. Maybe they could push it to a 7-game series, but I don't know. But as far as winning it, I'm not going to go with that. I'm not going to go with that.
Right, I can't go with it now. Right now, we're about to see the tip-off of Memphis and Oklahoma City. Who do you think is going to win this one tonight, Lamar?
I'm really hoping the Thunder do. And I think the Thunder will come out and try to win this game. You got that home crowd right there. We all know how the home crowd in OKC gets. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be actually, fed off of this crowd and just be like, they have nothing to lose really. They have nothing to lose. So I say OKC. You?
I'm going with OKC. Durant, he wants this type of moment. He wants this spotlight. He wants to be the man. He's tired of being number 2. And if they lose tonight, I mean, hell, they're going to be number 3. So, I think he's ready to take that role. And I think tonight they pull it off and try to get this thing to 7 games.
Yes, definitely. And that's going to be the goal. And the one thing here, what they're going to have to do, they're going to have to win one of those games in Memphis. And we all know the Grindhouse is a very tough place to play, especially Memphis, how they are at home, too. So we shall see what's going to go ahead and happen here. Basically, the winner of this series plays against the other side on the West here between the Spurs and Golden State. And we really actually have gotten almost every single thing that we bargained for in that series.
I think that series is going to go 7 games.
I really think so too. It's been fun and it's been exciting here. And granted, we hadn't seen that much of it, but we really, especially in the playoffs here, we've really seen the coming out party of Steph Curry.
Oh yeah, and coming out of season, really, this is a guy who had that Madison Square Garden performance where he dropped 50 plus, and just really showing people that they did the right thing and traded Monte and keeping him.
Mm-hmm.
So great season so far from him, and I think Golden State can win this series, but you're starting to see the effects of that ankle get to Curry, and I think if they do beat San Antonio by some chance, I don't think they can beat Memphis in a 7-game series because Curry's ankle's taking so much, and he's gonna have to hold Mike Conley.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a hard thing to do on a bad ankle. Then try to score 30 points on the other end.
Yeah, that's not gonna be good right there. And I mean, you really have to give props to the Warriors here. They've had a great season so far, but despite, even if they do somehow win this in 7 games, or if they don't win this in 7, and next thing you know, it turns out to be San Antonio here that wins it. You have to really give them props, but I can't see them going any further than pretty much this series.
Yeah.
So, all right, we just already got the chance to start off with this Memphis OKC game. OKC's now up 3-0. Pretty early in the game, got little under 11 minutes left in the first quarter. Kevin Durant's already coming out firing right now, and which we basically said that he's always done. Of course, you got this crowd out here in OKC. The crowd is just so beautiful right now. Everybody's just wearing their white right here. It's just amazing.
Yeah, a little white out. But right now, OKC, they're coming out with a lot of energy like we expected them to. They definitely have to find an answer for Marc Gasol.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, who fades away and misses. So Reggie Jackson with the ball right now for OKC. Yeah, we're definitely going to need to see some guys step up tremendously. Kevin Martin, who's been pretty much MIA this series, has to come big tonight. And right now, we have Kendrick Perkins showing his worth right now with the hook. So it's a 5-0 lead, OKC. Memphis with the ball.
Clarence said, good thing they didn't come in all black. Oh man, that would have been one of the things too. Here, we actually got a couple of things here on this chat here. Somebody says right here, the Grizzlies will steal this one. Tony Allen will shut down Kevin Durant.
I don't know. Tony Allen's a great defender, but I think Kevin Durant, I think he's going to drop at least 30 or 40 tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's a must-win.
We also have somebody here that wanted to chime in a little bit about the Spurs-Warriors series. Somebody said Spurs-Warriors will go 7. Hey, actually, I agree with you.
I guarantee it'll go 7. I just don't think Golden State. I just think they. I don't know. I don't know if they have enough in the tank right now. But I'm not counting them out necessarily. But I mean, man, Curry on those ankles, and I just, man, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah, it seemed like it held them down a little bit in Game 5, 9 points. But hey, Clarence says KD might go for 50 tonight.
He might. I mean, Kevin Durant is really pissed off about that number 2 thing. Like I said, you don't want to be number 3, number 4. But I've said this to you in private conversation. This series is really exposing Scott Brooks to me. It's like he's hid behind Harden and Westbrook's ability to create offensively,
mm-hmm.
and he looks like it looks like he doesn't even draw anything up. Like he just said, "Okay, Kevin, do what you do have to do." I mean, I'm really questioning his ability to make adjustments with the Westbrook injury.
Right.
Wow, Zach Randolph with the and one, the old school and one. And I'm really disappointed in Kendrick Perkins in this series. Kendrick Perkins is a guy I really liked when Oklahoma City made the trade for him because he gave him that toughness, that interior toughness we said they didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
But it's I mean, I don't think people are scared of him like we thought they would be. Like ever since that Blake Griffin dunk, it's like he's lost some of his terror. You know, I don't think people have that sense of fear when they go to the post against him now.
Right. And I mean, it kind of has that effect of basically that Vince Carter Olympic dunk. Remember that?
Yeah.
Where, I don't know if the guy was a lottery pick, but he was pretty close to a lottery pick. And that guy, basically, it killed his career. I wouldn't say this is killing Perkins' career, but like you said, no fear anymore here. So
no, I think Perkins is a guy. I mean, I'm saying this I like Oklahoma City. I think Perkins has to be. I'm not going. Maybe not necessarily dealt, but he has to be maybe given a backup role because I really sometimes. I mean, he's not as fast for this offense that he needs to be. And we saw that get exposed in the Miami series,
mm-hmm.
where they had Bosh at the 5 sometimes, and they were really pushed the pace, and Perkins couldn't keep up.
I think it comes back once again, like you said earlier. It goes back to Scott Brooks' coaching, and a lot of people have said this even before. And now a lot of people are actually getting a chance to actually realize here what it is about his coaching. It's kind of like meh to everything. Like he's a decent coach. But then there's also times where he also has his brain lapse.
Yeah, like the series against Houston in the what's his name? What's the center for Houston's name?
A sheep.
The hack-a-sheep tactic. That was cheap. That was Bush League. It was cheap, and it cost them a game.
Mm-hmm.
And that type of coaching, I mean, that cost them a game where they could have wrapped their series up and got extra rest and got prepared for this Memphis team.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just very disappointing that he has to resort to tactics like that. And I've been questioning some of his coaching since the Lamb trade. And I was wondering why Lamb wasn't given more minutes in the rotation, because Lamb is a guy that can give you, offensive production for days. So I think he should have gotten more time to adjust to the NBA game, because when he was sent to the D League, he was scoring 30 plus in the D League. So I think he should have gotten more time in the rotation.
Definitely.
Perry Jones as well.
Yes, I was just about to say that too, because they really need a backcourt player that needs to try to do something. Not a backcourt player, but a frontcourt player.
Yeah,
really needs to do something.
And if Kevin Martin doesn't come through tonight, he might not come back next year.
Probably not.
I mean, granted, he's had a nice season, but they need him right now.
Right.
We haven't seen much of Kevin Martin this season. I mean, not this season, but this series. Oh, man. So you see Oklahoma City going to the post, but they're not really coming through on some of these shots. This looks like it's going to be another close game tonight just from this first quarter.
Now, Clarence gives the idea right here. Perk might get amnesty.
He just might, because, I mean, it's not working out the way they thought it would. You save some cap room.
So Scott Brooks' coaching reminds you of Stan Van Gundy's coaching when he was with Miami.
I don't think it's. Stan Van Gundy went through some very tough years in Miami. Now, I'm not going to say all that. He did get them to the playoffs before they got Shaq. Right. That was D. Wade, Lamar Odom, and Caron Butler. But I think Scott Brooks relied way too much on Harden and Westbrook to create offense. And you see it now with Reggie Jackson with a nice move to the basket.
Reggie.
But Scott Brooks relied way too much on Westbrook and Harden, their ability to create offensively, and he's not very good at making adjustments. The hacker chic tactic really showed me that Scott Brooks he's got a long way to go to becoming an elite coach.
If at all anything, it might be. If you want to compare him to Stan Van Gundy, I don't know if you want to compare him to Orlando Stan Van, but
I think he's more of a suit to me.
Yeah.
Van Gundy was a coach. Granted, you might not like some of his tactics. He was a bit of a personality, but to me he was a coach. Brooks is just a suit to me.
Exactly. So basically, that's pretty much it right there. So pretty much right now, we're going to give you a little bit of an update on this game. I'm trying to see what the score is right now. Here, basically 11-9 OKC with 6:05 left in the first quarter. So we're basically going to get a chance to see everything here, what's going to happen in this whole thing. Right now, like you said, Kevin Durant is getting a little bit of that help here. Serge Ibaka with 5 points. But also on the other side, you got Memphis with Zach Randolph having 5 points.
Yeah, that's been the key to Memphis' success, is that paint presence they bring. I just wish this Oklahoma City team had Russell Westbrook, because it would be an entirely different series, because we've seen the way Mike Conley has been, able to get offense, go to the hole. And if Westbrook was there, he'd be able to defend Conley better, and just really give OKC that offensive production they need. So
exactly,
it's very unfortunate.
It really is. It truly is. But
drafted again.
Oh man, yeah, really, man. It's
like, man, I'm about to get paid.
And it looks like, especially with this guy that's had like 1 year, like over the last couple of years, he has 1 year, has had 1 year contracts here. Hey, this might be the series that might give him that multi-year deal that he might want. Maybe like a 2 or 3 year deal.
Yeah, because I don't think he's played multiple seasons for a team since he was a Knick. I might be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the same thing too. I mean, he almost was close to doing that. I think in Boston,
yeah.
But then he got dealt.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute. It's been a definitely hot minute. And looking at basically his contract right now, I would be shocked here. I think he pretty much, I would say he's making about $5 million. Let me take a look here right now as we get onto the games. Get back to the game right now.
I really like. I remember when they did the Rudy Gay trade. We questioned it a little bit, but it looks like it actually helped Memphis establish more of a identity offensively.
Mm-hmm. Wow, 1 year, $1.14 million.
Wow, he's not gonna be making that anymore. No more canned tuna. Hello, shrimp.
Here we go. Basically, everybody's right now showing basically not Reggie Jackson, but Russell Westbrook here out there at the game. Oh wow, nice pass. Russell Westbrook basically dressing normal.
Yeah, he toned it down.
It's crazy right now that basically it looks like Dwayne Wade is basically taking over the craziness wearing and stuff like that from Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Looking at some of the
They will lend it to you. They'll make you work Christmas Day. They just don't care.
Man, it's just one of those things here. You kind of like their front office moves sometimes, but certain things really make you hate their front office and hate their team. This is kind of the point right there where you're pretty much gonna hate their team. Let's see right here. Like we said right now, let's see. Yeah, pretty much. Here, looking at, I guess this might be the perfect time that we're going to go ahead and take ourselves a little 30-second break. We're going to come right back. We're going to basically give you some more updates about this game and talk to you about some more news. This is the Gafford and Brown Show, and we'll be right back. What y'all say? All right, we're right back at the Gafford and Brown Show. Coming right back here about some more news here that's going on right now, and basically giving you here a little bit of a game update. We got ourselves everything's all tied up at 13 points, 3 minutes 19 seconds left in the first quarter. Mike Conley is at the line. Man, Mike Conley had a big game last night in Game 4.
Oh, yeah, and that's just what you get when you don't have Russell Westbrook with Oklahoma City, because not only does he bring so much offensively, he brings great defense, and you really don't have anybody to contain Conley, other than, Reggie Jackson, who was in his second year, so, it's pretty tough. Kevin Martin with the jump shot, his first 2 points on the board, and they're going to need him to step up desperately in this game.
Definitely so. They really need him. But back to Conley here. Conley, like you said, of course, if you have Westbrook, he is a guy that's going to contain you no matter what. He's going to, he's pretty much would contain Conley and stuff. But I know Conley might not be one of those guys that you would probably think of as being one of the top 5 point guards.
He's definitely top 10.
But he's definitely got to be
top 10. And he's a guy who was getting overshadowed a little bit, I think, by Rudy Gay offensively. And I think Conley was a guy, a lot of people, noticed because of his speed. and his ability to drive to the paint, and also his ability to hit the three ball.
Right. And I think I want to say I saw this one point last week. I think somebody said, who would have thought that Mike Conley would have been the best player from that Ohio State team from 2007?
Yeah, because we all put our stock in Greg Oden. Saw how that went. So.
Yeah, sadly. And who knows? He might try to come back one of these days.
I hope he comes back.
And I hope so too.
I'm not sure if you read the Grantland story on him that was done, I think, last year, and that was, pretty depressing.
Yeah, it's just one of those things right there. Your heart really goes out to the man because I can imagine how hard it is for him to try to come back and stuff, but yet he can't come back. But who knows? Maybe somebody tries to take him. I think a lot of people have him listed on there as maybe one of those guys. So if some team does not get a chance of getting the White or taking a chance at Bynum, who knows? Maybe a veteran team comes out there. They give Greg Oden a one-year tryout.
I think the Celtics will be a good fit for him because they're in the process of probably rebuilding. I don't think Paul Pierce is coming back. We still don't know the fate of Kevin Garnett, and they desperately need help in the post.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be shocked if the Celtics probably went along with that experiment.
Right. I mean, hey, and of course they have.
Rest of the year.
Right. So we also had some big news also in the NBA floor, in the NBA portion here, off the court and actually into the courts right now. And it's been official here. The NBA owners, they reject the Sacramento Kings to move to Seattle. So hey, Sacramento, you get your team back, but once again,
another year of sucking. Another year of suck.
Yeah, it's just again, rightfully so. The Seattle SuperSonics. I know their fans. They've still been invested in this team, and it has to really hurt themselves from last year and actually seeing how good OKC it's been. It's just
it's like watching your girlfriend. It's like watching your ex-girlfriend get married and then win the lotto, and then have a kid. Yeah.
It's kind of that. It's like the knife is basically twisting at you because we would love to see ourselves do better, but it's like the one you like you said, the one you love. Next thing you know, she's going out with somebody that's 10 times better, and you're basically out here with something else.
Yeah,
it just sucks, but. I really hope that one of these days Seattle does get a team back, and I'm not keen on having an expansion team because once again that's going to border down the game.
No more.
Because we already said here the NBA is basically losing money, but
so they say.
But it's pretty much one of the reasons why did we go into the lockout in the first place.
Yeah, owners crying about small markets and players leaving them, not making that money. When you have Memphis playing Oklahoma City in the second round of the playoffs, something that sounded so foreign about 15, 16 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who would have thought a basketball team would be in Memphis and Oklahoma City during the 90s?
Right.
In the playoffs at that.
Exactly.
With crowd attendance that's very high.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, owners of these small market teams are also owners from teams that suck. So, but
it is kind of crazy right here that we're talking about this because this series pretty much, like you said, to give it a good example here, this series has, two teams that actually moved here and that we would really love to see basketball right back in. Seattle.
Well,
maybe not Vancouver, but I guess it's kind of fun.
I think Vancouver did the right. I think they'll be okay without a team. I mean, you got the Raptors still there, and they have hockey, so I think they'll live without the Grizzlies.
I think so too. I mean, if there's any place that pretty much would deserve basketball team,
the Seattle definitely deserves.
The Seattle definitely deserves. So we already know here.
And if a team did go back, do you think they'll just automatically get the supersized name, or they'll come up with something new?
I would think so. I would really think so. It kind of would be one of those points here. But the problem is, though, is getting that team to actually get ready to go. Like somebody that has not had the roots inside their franchise and all that stuff, just try to get them to go. We were this close to having New Orleans leave, but Tom Benson come in at the end of the day, basically saved that out.
Yeah, and I think New Orleans, granted, they don't have always the best crowd attendance, but I think it's a good basketball town. We've had a team here before, and I think it's only fitting that we continue to have a team. Just wish we could buy that name back, of course, but
Exactly. But who knows? Maybe Charlotte tries to get the Hornets name back, or something.
I don't even think Charlotte needs a team. I think that's one of the teams that should be in that. Yeah, I think there should be a couple teams in the hat that should go to Seattle. The Kings, the Bobcats, and the Hawks. Kevin Martin on the fast break dunk. Great to see him in the game getting buckets.
Yes, it is, and that kind of reminds me right there of the old Oklahoma Sooners with that touchdown pass. So basically, right now, end of the first quarter, Oklahoma City is up 23-18. They're said they would come out on fire, try to get themselves a win here, try to at least push it to Game 6. So wow, and some more news right here. Looks like the New York Jets, they having some more quarterback issues. David Garrard. Looks like here David Garrard's going to retire from football.
It's about damn time. When I saw him on NFL Hard Knocks last year, and he talked about he was in the pool and he bent over and his knee went out. It's about damn time, David. Go get you some rest, man. Get you some rest. Eat you some Wheaties. Enjoy life, man. I know you got some of that Jaguar money stashed away. Enjoy life, man. You don't need to come back.
I really don't think he needs to come back at all, too. I mean,
no.
Really, what all does he have to prove, to be honest with you?
I mean, he never won the big one, but I mean,
he was a serviceable quarterback.
He was a serviceable quarterback. I'm sure if he went to Jacksonville right now, he'd probably get a free meal.
Maybe a street named after him.
Yeah, maybe a street named after him, maybe a day, maybe the key to the city. So, he's got nothing to prove. Just enjoy your life. Like I said, when I watched Hard Knocks and he had the starting job with Miami and then his knee goes out, I thought it was it then, But he's battled through a lot to come back from that illness he had and losing half of his intestines.
Right.
He should just be happy, he's still here. So, I'm pretty sure he's going to retire and just, enjoy life a little bit.
Exactly. I mean, like you said. So now this also gets to the point here. Again, if you're the Jets, you're thinking right now, you're kind of glad that you do have Sanchez right there. But of course, that battle between him and Geno Smith is going to be a very hot one, and especially during this summer.
When do you think Geno's going to get a starting shot?
I'm going to go ahead and say Sanchez is not, if he's not fazed by his the rattles and all that stuff of these new quarterbacks, not.
Not bad.
You?
I think earlier than that. I'll say about week 6.
All right. Because I know definitely it wouldn't be week 1 because...
Sanchez still getting too much money.
Yeah, exactly. And you really wouldn't want to pay him just to be sitting on the bench.
Right. So I think once the losing starts enough and then the press line and, things like that, I think Geno will get his shot. And it's not much... you really can't expect too much from him just because, a rookie, and he's going to be learning the game. But at the same time, look at last year: Russell Wilson, RG3, Andrew Luck, Ryan Tannehill. You never know,
right? And pretty much, it's like the curve now here of all these young rookies here. We used to have it where teams, we used to probably get a player, a journeyman player, and all that stuff in order to help out a rookie. Now you see more and more rookies being put out there into the pressure cooker, and actually they're giving you good results.
Right. So we're going to see what holds for Geno Smith in the near future. Right now, we're back to Memphis and Oklahoma City. The score is 18-23 Oklahoma City. And right now, Oklahoma City, they're playing like their back is against the wall, which it is. So definitely going to see them play with a lot of aggression.
And that's definitely what they're going to have to try to do right here. Looking at the point totals here, Kevin Martin has 6 points and Serge Ibaka has 9 points. So, once again, at 9 points, 5 rebounds for Serge Ibaka right now. So, damn near a double-double. He's pretty much on double-double watch after quarter one. So this is one of those things right now that Kevin Durant really needs to have, and especially with KD struggling to find the shot a little bit, 1 for 8, but at least he has somebody else out there just to help him get out the slack here. Let's see here. I was looking for some more of this news here. Ronaldo McClain is going to retire, but they say he could be back. It says here, the source says, the Pro Football Talk, that Ronaldo McClain wants to basically focus solely on getting himself together before continuing his football career. It's just crazy here. He's 23 years old, and he's retired.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is something that's been happening a lot lately. We had a guy not too long ago, I think, for the Bengals that retired because during all the concussion talk, he said he didn't want to kill himself or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then there was a 49ers running back. Gosh, I forgot. I think he was from Alabama.
Glenn Coffey.
Glenn Coffey retired. Said he wanted to go into the ministry.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's been a weird trend we've been seeing of that lately.
It's just one of those things here, and it kind of makes you think here about the growing concussion trend and all that stuff. I mean, do you think that might have something to say, or do you think it's just something unrelated?
Charge. I think that might play a role into it, but you never know a person's situation, what they might be going through, or sometimes the pressure is too much.
Mm-hmm. And you would pretty much think here, not really, nice charge by, like you said, by Jerry Bayless. But like you said, you never know right now. It's just certain things here, certain situations, we just don't know. Wow, Jared Bayless hits a nice 3-pointer.
Represents for Kansas right there, gives Memphis the lead. Man, Kevin Durant is still cold right now. Started out 0 for 5, still trying to get his rhythm going. We have a Keon Doolin sighting.
Wow. He's one of those guys that he was in the league with. Wow.
One of Charles Barkley, who he played for.
Definitely so. Let's see. It's crazy right now. Carlos Zambrano getting a minor league deal for Philadelphia?
That's different.
Wow. It's crazy. And I'm one of those people that don't mind Carlos Zambrano because I liked his antics when he was with the Cubs. But sometimes he could be one of those guys that whenever he blows up,
it's detrimental to the entire team. Big Z was a fun pitcher, a good guy to watch. He looked like he was fun in the dugout, but those blow-ups are really too much.
Right.
We'll see what he does in the minors. Maybe he might get called up again. Who knows?
Right. And if I could just remember here, I forgot who did he blow up, but I know it was with the Cubs. I think it was like 2009, 2010. It was like one time he got mad at one of the players. He basically bounced off to him, and then there was another time where I think he argued with an umpire because he just wanted to go home, something like that. And he basically took his ball and went home. So we'll see if he kind of gets right back and stuff, and kind of realizes right now that, hey, you can't,
And really sloppy basketball right now from OKC. We're seeing Memphis try to get the momentum back. They have the lead by 2. Bayless right now who's going off. Zach Randolph with another old school 3-point play. And back to the free throw line. This is pretty much draining the energy out the arena.
Oh, most definitely. Basically, this is what OKC is. Not OKC, but Memphis. This is their game style. Give it to their bigs, let them do work inside, and hope that you get fouls called. That also either you can go to the line or get those and ones, and we've seen that twice right now for Zach Randolph, and he's had the opportunity to get that old school 3-point play, and it's just one of those things here that continues to make you think here. The Grizzlies have really done a good job, and they actually look very smart by dealing with Rudy Gay and actually focusing on Zach Randolph and Marcus Gasol. Memphis up by 5 points with 9:19 left. Looks like we got ourselves a timeout by the Thunder. So pretty much we're going to have ourselves a little bit of a game break here. 29-24 Memphis. And that's serious. So wow, has everything gone well in this game so far for you?
Thunder's still keeping it close. Unfortunately, they let Memphis get the momentum back, so we're going to see what happens in a little bit before the halftime, so we'll see. But definitely, Memphis is keeping it close. So we're going to get another close game, probably going to go down to the wire, and who knows who's going to pull this one off, because right now, like I say, Memphis has momentum, but we don't know if that's going to keep going.
Right. And your guess is pretty much as good as mine right here. We'll see if Scott Brooks really has learned anything from Game 4. So we'll really see here right now. His back is up against the wall. I think this might be the first time that OKC has basically faced elimination like this since the finals, and especially we'll see if they learn a whole lot here, or it just be another season right here. Can you see them making any other moves, maybe outside of the possibility of amnestying Perk? Or
probably trying to get some offense just in case something like this ever happens again. I wouldn't be this might be correct, but I wouldn't be shocked if they're a very chemistry oriented team. Monte Ellis is a free agent. Basically, Monte Ellis is the poor man's Russell Westbrook. I don't know if maybe you can get him. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's just crazy right there. I'm gonna snap in here with my phone. That's kind of crazy too, but it's just one of those things too. Looking at some more news here, and basically looking at the wire and all this stuff. It's almost getting to that point too that we're actually having the NBA draft lottery.
Yeah, it's almost that time of the year once again, and same usual suspects. Wildcats, of course, Pistons, Kings, the usual guy, the Cavaliers. So we're going to see how that goes. Draft is pretty much right after the NBA playoffs.
Mm-hmm. And That's gonna be one of those things here to see who's gonna be the number. Look like we got David Stern out here in OKC.
Oh yeah, of course.
There better not be any tomfoolery going on in front of the age-old Stern. But we're gonna see who actually gets that chance to get that number 1 pick. Looking at the basic here, looking at the odds and all this stuff. If I can pull those up real quick. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have another show like this during the lottery. And we're pretty much going to talk, we're going to see who has that, who's actually going to go ahead and get it. But team with the best odds right now, of course, I think it's Phoenix. I think with 25 point. No, wait, it's not Phoenix. The Orlando Magic, they have the best chances right here. They have they got a 25% chance of winning the lottery. Then it's followed by the Charlotte Bobcats, then the Cleveland Cavaliers, Phoenix Suns, and the Pelicans are 5th place in that list. Who do you think is actually going to get that chance to get that number 1 pick?
That's a good one. Well, since David Stern leaving, no more Magic. Remember when LeBron left, we saw Cleveland magically get the ball to go their way. Then Chris Paul left New Orleans, and somehow New Orleans magically got the balls to bounce their way. So I don't know. Good question. I'm gonna go out on a limb, just throw something out. I'm gonna say the Magic. I'm gonna say the Magic. What about you, Lamar?
I think the Magic have a good chance of possibly getting it done here. You know what? I want to see some chaos, though. I want to see some chaos.
Don't you say Dallas.
I'm not going to say Dallas. Don't worry. I'm not going to say Dallas. They got a 6% chance of winning the thing, and I'm not going to even say a 0.6% chance of winning the thing, and I don't think they're going to do it. I want some chaos, though. Maybe a team like Charlotte or Phoenix.
Phoenix getting the number 1 pick. That would be a little bit of a shocker. They're a young team already, and who knows what they'll be able to do with that pick. I wouldn't be shocked to see them traded, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you could try to think right now here what the Suns have. I mean, you got Kendall Marshall, you got Michael Beasley, who's actually starting to play like, a little bit like the number 2 pick, even though, of course, he's not, the other guy that was drafted ahead of him.
You got Dragic, you got Luis Scola, you got the Polish Hammer Gratat. You got some guys.
Right. Now, I'm not going to say if they get that number 1 pick that they instantly compete in the West. We already know here that the West is going to be tough. But, hey, what if they do it here? Then again, what if the NBA does the wink and nod thing to the Sacramento Kings and give them the number 1 pick?
Well, that wouldn't be far-fetched at all. Yeah, that wouldn't be far-fetched at all. I wouldn't be shocked to see that happen. So, you never know.
You really don't.
Like, hey guys, don't leave. Don't even think about it. Let's get this number 1 pick. Hey.
It's just one of those things too, because you may never know. But like we said, this draft class is going to be pretty weak, and I really don't see barely a few people that are really actually going to get that chance to, be something big in this league here. It's just, I don't know. I really don't know here.
Yeah, there's still people talking about Noel. I don't know. Maybe Trey Burke will move up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's the number 1 pick going to come out this class. Could be a foreigner. You never know.
Right. And it's just there's not too many there's not too many names that stand out. I mean, I know a lot of people are talking about that Ben McLemore guy from Kansas. he's pretty good. But Shabazz Muhammad, a lot of people thought he was going to be the #1 pick.
That's somebody whose stock plummeted.
Basically. And then you got Noel, and it's like he might be one of those. He might be a top 3 pick, but once again, what does that say about the draft players if the top 3 pick is actually a guy that's, coming off of an injury?
Yeah. So that's pretty bad. That's a sign of how weak this class is. So we'll see right now. And getting back to the Memphis OKC game, Memphis up 5, 36-31. 7 minutes go in the second quarter. And right now, Kevin Durant is trying his best to get hot.
Definitely so. And right now, it just does not seem like the shots are falling OKC's way. And once again, Jared Bayless almost had that go in. OKC gets the rebound right now. Here goes Durant. And at least it's going to be Thunder's ball right now. Here we go. 7 minutes left to go in this game. OKC needs a spark, and they need it bad right now, just in order to keep pace.
Yeah, it's obvious right now that Kevin Durant is really trying to play a certain amount of hero ball. He wants to get this team to win tonight, and he's still cold from the field, but he's going to the free throw line right now.
Right. So maybe these free throws might get him going or something like that. Let's see here. Right now, it looks like here Kevin Durant hanging out around here with 5 points. Still has a 1 for 8 day, but at least the good thing is, like we said, he's had the scoring. He has had the scoring here with him.
So Kevin Durant gets on the board with 2 points. Definitely want to see him get his momentum going and make this a real game.
Definitely so. Now, I know we talked about this a little bit, not during the show, but we talked about this in private here. How much would you say here, like, let's say Memphis does make this run past the Western Conference Finals, and let's say they do play against Miami. Would you give them a chance here?
I give them a hell of a chance. That's a series I would love to see go 7 games. And it's one I think Memphis is capable of winning due to their physical play. They're big in the post, and they have the point guard in Mike Conley. So I definitely give them a shot. What about you?
I would too. I really would too, because if there's anything here, this is defense, and it's like, of course, you got 2 players that you really know, but Memphis kind of reminds us here they don't have, in a way you can kind of say so in a sense here, they're not a superstar-driven team. It's more of a team. It's more like you said, the parts are, as we can see right now, Kevin Martin basically trying to get the loose ball. Somebody is trying to get out the way here. But as we can see here, the sum is just greater than the parts,
Right, and it's something that they're trying to get, over the hump. This is a team that a lot of people like to see go far when they made their run in 2011. And last year was disappointing, losing to the Clippers in 7. Kevin Durant with the and 1, finally on the board with a field goal. Now he's going to the free throw line to finish the 3-point play.
That might be one of those things that keeps him going. That might be one of those things that keeps him going. That is very important right there. And like we said, it might be the catalyst right here that gets KD going off. and he misses the free throw, but at least he gets himself another shot that goes in. So who knows what that might can do? That might be one of the turning points in this game. Let's see here. Trying to see some more news here going on. Wow, Katino Mobley looking to make an NBA comeback? Nah.
Nah, I don't think it's going to happen. Because he has a heart condition. I don't know if anybody wants to sign off on that.
Macklemore vents on Twitter about the Oklahoma City using this song. Interesting.
Well, yeah, he's a Seattle
guy.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much interesting here about what's going on here. It's kind of one of those things here that continues here. Wow. Reading up this magazine right here. But we're gonna go ahead and take ourselves another 30-second break, and we will be right back to give you a game update and pretty much talk about everything else, and pretty much gonna get ready to try to wrap up the show right here. So everybody that's listening, thank you for joining us. But we're not gonna go away, not quite yet. Got ourselves a 30-second break, so we'll be right back. All right, we're right back, and we're on the air once again. Game update. Grizzlies up 38-35 with 5:30 left in the second quarter. I just looking at this website right here about Dime, and right now it's giving actually our top 10 point guards in the league. We're basically much going to look at this list here, and we're going to see if we're going to agree on this one or not. They actually have the honorable mention list. Rajon Rondo only played in 38 games, absolutely, because of injury. Drew Holiday, Brandon Jennings.
I'm surprised Drew's not in the 10. I want to see who's in the 10. Drew's not in. Drew Holiday's an all-star.
Right. Number 10, Mike Conley.
Nah, John Wall shouldn't be on this list. John Wall played less games than, I think Rondo played more games than John Wall.
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree with this. I disagree with this list already.
Yeah.
I think Drew Holiday should be on this list over John Wall.
Because right now we got John Wall basically at number 9, and he has the potential of being the top 10 player, but I kind of don't see him as a top 10 point guard right now. I mean, and the point guard list is just too dynamic right here that it's just I just can't see it. Number 8, Damian Lillard.
That's a good one. Hell of a year. Put Portland on his back in a lot of games.
I agree too. Number 7, Darren Williams.
About right. Guy used to be in the top 5 now. Yeah, I can see so.
Number 6, Ty Lawson.
I'm cool with that.
Number 5, Tony Parker.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things here. Parker really doesn't get his due, and a lot of people, when you're thinking about 5 point guards, he's a guy that isn't really in your top 5, but he does have that top 5 talent and stuff. So, yeah, I can agree with that one too. Let's see. Number 4, Steph Curry.
Yeah, that's accurate. Yeah, I mean, the season he's had, yeah.
Once again, I mean, I bet you nobody's really going to make that mistake of not putting him in an All-Star game at all. And I think actually this really has helped this guy trying to make it, having him have the big season that he has right now. Number 3, Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, I give it to Kyrie.
Wow, that's not that one. Okay, I don't know. I'm trying to see here.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Kyrie Irving being in that 3 spot.
Number 2, Chris Paul.
Number 2 is Chris Paul?
Mm-hmm.
Who's number 1?
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah. I mean, you could interchange those two.
I think so too.
I think Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, they're interchangeable. I just have a problem with John Wall being on that list, considering he played, a couple of games compared to, Drew Holiday, who Played the majority of the season, and he was an all-star.
Exactly. And you know what? If you're gonna put John Wall on that list for him only playing a handful of games and stuff, you know what? You gotta put Rajon Rondo on that list though too, because this is a guy that's I think that look way better than pretty much John Wall.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Interesting. And then we also have ourselves our all NBA teams and our all defensive teams as well. And pretty much. Let's see here. About to say. Let's see. Get the news here going on.
So Sacramento keeps the team and pretty much gets to try to change the culture there, try to win more games.
Right. And it's just one of those things here. They have all the talent in the world, but it's just like there's something missing that they really cannot put the whole thing together. I mean, you got a great assortment of talent. You got DeMarcus Cousins, whenever his head's on straight, is actually a very good, he's actually a great center.
Right.
Tyreek Evans, which, here and there, he's been a little bit inconsistent here and there, but he's actually been a pretty good player too. And then you also got, other guys here that's there, but it's just like it's just so frustrating here. And let's see here. Basically here, we're taking a look at everything else. The headlines here, all rookie team that came out yesterday. Damian Lillard was, of course, on that all-rookie team. I mean, you can't have the all-rookie team without the rookie of the year, of course. You also have Bradley Beal, Anthony Davis, Dion Waiters, and Harrison Barnes on that team.
Right.
So, I can't go against on that list either on there, too, because I really can't. It's just crazy here. We got a lot of different players that also had some votes here and there too.
So the NBA has a social media award. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think so. I think they've actually. I'm trying to think. Last year was the first time they did that. I think Shaq was a host of it, and then somebody else was the host of it too. That's just. Once again, it's just the NBA. They've always been front and center of all this.
What's the biggest number you can think of?
Let me see here.
Pretty big. How about you? Okay. How about you?
Infinity.
Actually, you're infinity plus infinity. Sorry.
So right now we have Memphis and OKC getting ready to go into halftime.
Right, and that score right now for those that are listening to us, 42-35 with 2:47 left in the second quarter. And basically, this game is we've seen a little bit here back and forth and all this stuff. Right now, Memphis is really showing that they have the momentum.
Yeah, Memphis took the momentum back early in the second quarter, getting themselves back into it, taking the crowd out the game.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Durant just really getting on the board. We've seen him finally, get a couple shots down, so he's going to get some momentum going, hopefully, to make this a ball game. So, yeah, right now it looks like Memphis may go into the locker room halftime with the lead and the momentum going.
Right. All defensive team, I think this happened on last Sunday. This happened Sunday. You have LeBron James, Serge Ibaka, Tyson Chandler, Joakim Noah, Tony Allen, and Chris Paul on that list.
Yeah, and I just saw a report about the Nuggets GM mad that Andre Iguodala didn't make the team.
Yeah, he's got to be a guy that has to at least make that team. I mean, he's pretty much, let's see, I think he just missed that list. It's just one of those things here, like we said about Andre Iguodala. It's like he's a poor man's LeBron James. Like, of course, granted, he's not LeBron, but this is a guy that if you can put him on your best player, he can make it very tough for that best player to do something.
Right.
Tim Duncan, Paul George, Marc Gasol, Avery Bradley, and Mike Conley made the second team. It's crazy here. We also got a lot of players around here too that actually got on that list too. Crazy here. Kevin Durant actually got a second place vote and got actually on the list.
So right now it's 42-37. Memphis, OKC leading the ball up the court. Kevin Durant with the possession right now. We see a block by Marc Gasol. Man.
And still KD is not having his way right now.
Man, luckily they have possession due to a Zach Randolph turnover.
But I think that's now like 2 for 12. I think if I'm not mistaken here, we'll see how the stats update. But man, it's just frustrating. Like I said, I feel your pain right now, KD.
Yeah, because he's definitely needed to keep this game close. And once again, they're not in the post. Perkins blocked by Gasol, it seems. So Memphis right now definitely has the edge, not only in terms of the score right now, but also in terms of momentum and just really showing who's true in the paint. Zach Randolph goes back to the foul line, something he's been doing all night so far, all series actually.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's just one of those things too. Yeah. Wow, looks like I see somebody out there wearing I'm gonna go ahead and say that's a Zach Randolph All-Star jersey in the crowd or something like that. But really, Zach Randolph is, which kind of brings me to this. Zach Randolph has been doing very nicely this game. 13 points and 8 rebounds. He's been playing a man's game right now. 4 for 8, 4 for 4 in the line. We're 5 for 5 in the line right now. And again, Memphis. Wow. Yeah, call a timeout, Scott Brooks, and get your team to regroup right now because you guys really need it.
So right now we're seeing Memphis right now going to halftime with a hot hand. It's looking like right now they definitely have the crowd out of this, and they have OKC feeling a bit vulnerable, as if they already weren't feeling that way.
Right. And like you said, you can just have the hope that something comes about here for OKC. How do you think how can OKC get back in the game right now?
OKC right now, they definitely have to give Kevin Durant some shots. They have to finish at the rim, something that they haven't been doing all series. Mm-hmm. And they have to I think they have to maybe work a zone in or something to keep Memphis out the paint. I know, a lot of people frown at the zone, like Bomani Jones. Zone is for cowards, but they can't stop Memphis in the post right now.
No, they definitely cannot. They just can't. And it's just one of those things, and they really need to get some shots falling their way. And as we can see, Memphis is on a 10-2 run over the last almost 5 minutes in this game. It's just they just need something big to happen right now, and kind of quick, fast, in a hurry to at least give them some confidence going into the second half. And right now, that shot is not going to do that right here. And Memphis is going to get a chance to see if they can put this thing into double digits. Slow it down. Here we go once again. Randolph, and he gets his shot blocked. I blocked it. Looks like Memphis is going to take themselves a timeout right now.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like Memphis has all of the momentum, and the crowd is out of it, and the Thunder look lost right now.
Yeah, they really do, and it's unfortunate too. But dang, like you said, you got to give your hats off to Memphis right now too, because they really came out of this series and they've really took the fight to OKC. So we shall see here tomorrow night's programming in the NBA playoffs is going to be the Knicks. They're going to be playing. Of course, they got the early game. I think they're going to be on. Let me see here. I'm watching baseball right now. The Knicks got themselves here. Of course, they're going to have the early game. That game is going to be on TNT. Game 5, and then you also got the other game is going to be on ESPN. I don't know why they're doing a double dip like that on 2 different stations, but that game 6, is going to be right there. The late game. How do you think what's going to happen in these two games here?
Honestly, I think the Knicks. I think the Knicks pull it off. Mm-hmm. I think the shots fall. I think Indiana, as much as they think they're ready, I think they're still a little raw. Mm-hmm. I think the Knicks shots go down. I think they're able to live to see another day. Mm-hmm. I think Golden State pulls off the win and gets it to a 7-game series. What about you?
It's pretty much going to be the same thing. I say New York is going to win this game. At least they're going to take it to 6. Here I did say Knicks in 6, so I think New York is going to win this one. They really need to try to go ahead and try to get that game in Indiana if they have, pretty much any shot of course they have any shot of winning the series, but that's just going to be one of those things here. They're just going to have to take it one game at a time. And then as we said about the San Antonio and Golden State game, I think we both said Golden State is going to win that game.
Right.
So of course, that's going to happen. I think we're going to see that Game 7, and that Game 7 would happen on Sunday. We don't know. We're unsure of the time yet, but if that happens here, we would definitely see that here. So by the looks of it, we're pretty much winding down all the way into the conference finals, and then we're also going to wind down pretty much into the end of the show right here. Memphis up by 10 points. Here comes Conley. He's going to take the ball up. And it looks like a steal right now for OKC. Let's see. Scrum on the floor.
Mm-hmm. So right now, with the way the game's looking, do you still think OKC could pull off a win or not? Or do you think Memphis has this wrapped up?
It's going to be tough. It's really going to be tough. And like you said, the crowd is out of it. But we've seen OKC come back from something like this before, and I think that was game 1. So if they can do the same thing, then hey, I think they got a chance. Right now, I'm pretty much going to go ahead and say Memphis. How about you?
I think OKC still can make a run. I think it's a little too early right now to write them off completely, but right now Memphis just has all of the momentum and seems to just really have their number right now.
Right. Who knows what can happen in these next 5.8 seconds? I mean, maybe you can get a half-court lead, something like that, get the crowd back into it. But right now, Memphis is pretty much going to be up. If Conley makes this free throw, they're going to be up 50 to 38. Yes, there it is. So here we go. And that shot did not work. So 50 to 38 at halftime. Wow. At least Kevin Durant is staying positive, is trying to stay positive, and that might be one of those things he might need to do just in order to come back in the second half. So right now, the lines here, Zach Randolph with 16 points and 8 rebounds. Kevin Durant, 2 for 11, but has 12 points. It's just going to be one of those things here. It's just been one of those days for KD.
Oh, yeah. So right now, with the game about to go to halftime, Kenny Charles and Ernie about to come up with Shaq. I think this might be a time where we bid adieu.
Most definitely. So we'll see what's going to happen. When's going to be our next show, Rob?
What about you? What do you think more? Maybe I don't know.
We might try to do something tomorrow. Really depends on how everything goes out here and there. I'll try to give you the updates on that. If not tomorrow, maybe sometime next week, maybe like Monday, Tuesday, something like that. Who knows?
Who knows? But we'll be sure to broadcast that. Keep fans of the show posted.
All right. Well, then that means here it's pretty much going to be a wrap for us right now. I'm Lamar Gafford.
I'm Robert Brown.
And we thank you very much for staying on the air with us and actually having your time devoted to us right now as we talk about the NBA playoffs. So we'll be right back. We'll pretty much say bye-bye, and we'll just let you know what's going to be our next show.